suggested the title Sitaare Zameen par?
That came very organically. I was in the crowd when Aamir sir won the Best Debut Director Award for that movie.
Oh, wow.
In Chennai. He came to Chennai. He's one of the few awards
So
he
you all have a
accepted.
history.
I mean, not a history, but
But
yeah, I was
kind
there.
of. You were there.
Yeah.
And Aamir Khan, you know, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
But other than that, what I have heard about him is he has a special involvement in the film.
Yeah, he's a very committed and a very passionate producer, passionate actor, and he's the sort of a person who would have only one thought in his mind: how can we make this the best version of the film as possible?
Special children actually came for the auditions out there.
We auditioned about 2,500, I think, entries,
Wow.
and from which we kind of narrowed it down to about 100.
Was there any emotional moment while you were directing, like, you know, when you...
lot of emotional moments were there. First thing I felt was ये film तो करना ही है मुझे. I want to do this film come what may. Then I was thinking that who's the person who can do justice to it as an actor, as a star, as a producer. And in all three departments, only one name came to mind, which is Aamir sir.
Hi, this is Astha and welcome to Awesome TV, which lets you be simply awesome. बहुत दिन से मैं देख रही हूँ सोशल मीडिया पे एक ट्रेलर है जो ट्रेंड कर रहा है. Yes, I am talking about सितारे ज़मीं पर. Of course, when I watched the trailer, I had mixed emotions. Imagine having mixed emotions while watching a trailer. I can only imagine how the film would be, and we have with us director R.S. Prasanna here. So we all are waiting for this conversation. Welcoming R.S. Prasanna to Awesome TV. How are you doing?
Thank you, Astha. I love the title of your channel.
Awesome TV.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much. So it's a US based channel, and the trailer has reached out to a vast audience out there. So first of all, I have to say that what kind of comments are you getting personally?
Well, amazing comments. First of all, I'm deeply indebted to Aamir sir because the reach of the trailer is all because of Aamir sir. I think I told him in a joking way that all your fans have just woken up overnight, and I think it's the love Aamir sir has got.
Yeah.
And then of course Aamir sir is the platform, and then the Sitaare, the love they're getting for it is very heartwarming. It's so heartwarming. I'm getting such lovely messages from people saying that after a long time I'm same thing like you said. Why am I laughing and also feeling emotional?
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
But talking about the casting again, when I see those special children out there, how was the casting done?
So we had a lovely process in place for about a year, and Aamir sir, was very confident that we will get, because I was a little I don't have the experience of casting at this scale, right?
100%.
So we needed 10 great actors.
Yeah.
And so much of time and money and resources. So I was very sure only Aamir sir could do it, right? So when I used to ask him, sir, I am sure maybe 4 or 5 we will get, but 10 we have to get, plus another opposite teammates are also there. So many we need. So he said, no, it'll happen. You start it. And next day I was in Mumbai, and the whole office was available for me. He's an amazing producer. I must thank him. So my casting director, Tess Joseph, and then later on Anmol also, casting babe, we reached out to all the organizations. We got videos from them. So I was looking specifically for Josh and personality, and that kida to act. That's something within you that, for example, will be there within you also, that you want to face the camera. Will be there within me that I want to be a director. So that calling, that spark within us, we were looking for that, and we found it in all of them. And I'm glad the world also saw it. And in the after that we did workshops, acting workshops, basketball workshops, and they were all amazing fun. But they were all workshops we would have done with any new actor, right? It was a joy working with them. They would never give up. They would keep the place so much full of fun and happiness. Like how you see in the movie, they are playing naughty characters, but in real life they are amazingly sharp, and they're so dedicated, and they want to make you happy as a director.
How many special children actually came for the auditions out there? I am asking this because even they have a vision to be an actor, and you as a director, Aamir Khan sir, you all gave them the opportunity. Who would have thought that they would also come on the big screen, take the limelight, do that? That is incredible.
No, firstly, I think speaking for Aamir sir also, we genuinely believe that it is they who have given us the opportunity. Because I always believe as a director that my film cannot happen without the energies of so many actors. Like Aamir sir, without Aamir sir, this movie cannot happen without my team. But especially with Sitaare, you must understand
Yeah.
that they have lived a life before,
Exactly.
which has, their parents, their special educators, they've had a huge journey before coming here. And all of them have gone through that long journey.
Right.
And that's why they're confident and they're able to act and they're able to do all of this, right? So they gave me an opportunity, they gave me a job to be a
Right.
director. So I'm indebted to them and to their parents. And we auditioned about 2,500, I think, entries.
Wow.
And from which we kind of narrowed it down to about 100.
Yeah.
Then did workshops with them. And we were very upfront. We told them, see, this is not about, see, they're not from the film industry. So I said, please don't feel that you're selected, money, you are good. If you're not, it's not like that. So I actually had to go through a lot of emotion while casting.
Yeah.
Me as a, yeah, because, you know,
I want
when
to
you
know
see-
about this.
Yeah, when you see an audition tape from anybody, right? If you're a sensitive guy, you want to select them, right? You don't want to be the person who rejected them, correct? I don't want to be that. And because I've been rejected a lot of times, we've all been rejected.
Yeah.
So one has to do it with a lot of sensitivity, right? So I think Tess Joseph and all of her team was so beautifully communicative, like making them know that, listen, this is a process where the director has to make a choice based on the script and the description. As not that if you're selected, you're the best. If you're not selected, so we made them very comfortable. In fact, we gave them so much of gyan that we became like a spiritual organization. And at one point I said, it's okay, boss, we understand. Because we wanted them to understand that we are doing it with a lot of love. And the movie has got a larger, apart from entertainment, apart from that, larger goal towards society, which is going to benefit all of us, the whole society. So I think they were very, very sporty. And they were all like, yeah, that's okay. This movie is ours anyway.
Looking forward to it, but even Aamir Khan, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
But other than that, what I have heard about him is he has a special involvement in the film every
Yeah.
time when he is on screen.
Yeah.
Off screen also, he has this special involvement. Let's talk about that involvement as well.
Yeah, he's a very, very committed and a very, very passionate producer and a passionate actor. And he's the sort of a person who would have only one thought in his mind, which is how can we make this the best version of the film as possible. For that, if I am required to lose weight, I'll lose weight. I'm required to put on weight, I'll put on weight. If I'm required to do nothing, I'll do nothing. You know, if for example, if there is a shot where, like in Secret Superstar, I admire that, like in Taare Zameen par he comes in the second half only. In Secret Superstar, if you see in the climax of Secret Superstar, he is just standing as one of the actors in the background. I mean, the biggest superstar is actually behaving like a secret superstar, standing at the background. You wonder, man, this must come from a place of absolute love for cinema and absolute security as an actor. So in my mind, I feel, first of all, he's an audience all the time. He doesn't care about anything else other than the fact that as an audience, if I watch this, what is my feeling? Right? And I think that's the biggest lesson I have learned from him, to be selfless.
Right.
And only that, if I have to be in the scene, I'll be in the scene. If I don't have to be, he will do what is required. And then as a producer, the kind of empowering he does to a director, I feel is not often talked about. And I've always felt that I needed to talk about this in this interview, that the way he trusts his directors, the way he submits to his directors is outstanding. In Hindi, I've done one film.
Right.
Just if I cannot even stand next to him, but he will so often just say, "Are you happy, Prasanna? You want one more take? Are you happy?" Like, man, how is this guy like this?
I'm sure that was overwhelming for you as well.
I feel very grateful, because somewhere I feel that he's called a perfectionist, right? But what people ought to know is that he's a perfectionist in behavior, on how to behave, in how to behave on set, how he treats his assistants, how he treats his directors, how he treats his writer. If even a small word he will not change it. My writer Divyanidhi Sharma, we'll either get him on a call, he will discuss and say, can I make, यहाँ पे की लिखा है, can I make it as, something else? And he'll be like, हाँ sir, हाँ, correct है, context में correct है. He really respects because I think he's been an AD and he's been, like that. And he was always there. For example, I am also handling a film of a very big scale, right?
Right.
So he's always there. Any help I want, any help the director wants, he's just 24/7. He's there. You want him to jump in to handle something. You want him to, like, for example, simple example I'll give you. Most of the actors, what we feel, like as directors, if a senior actor is there, try to finish their close-ups first and send them.
Right.
So that you don't, make them stay for too long.
Right.
But he would be there. Like, for example, if there is a crowd reaction that I want, when he is talking and suppose there is a crowd, I'm just giving an example. And most often what would we do that we are okay with actors just doing their bit and then we leave, and then my AD would tell his lines or something, and then we'd get the crowd reactions. But no, Aamir sir would be sitting. So once something like that happened, and he said, Prasanna, let me do it myself. I said, sir, it's just a crowd reaction. Sir, you can chill. No, मैं करता हूँ यार, मजा आएगा. And he went, and he did it.
He's very driven, like
Very
that.
driven, very driven. I think he is obsessed with one thing, which is that he wants to make sure that he gives his 3000% for every shot, every take. And that's the biggest joy and delight.
ओके ऑल्सो ट्रेलर में एक डायलॉग है, ठीक है, कि आमिर सर कहते हैं कि पागल को पागल नहीं कहेंगे तो क्या कहेंगे. दिस इज़ वन थिंग जो हम काफ़ी बार कह जाते हैं, ठीक है, मतलब सादा सोचते नहीं है.
Correct.
हमें कोई ऐसा दिखता है, हम कहते हैं अरे ये तो पागल है.
Correct.
तो इस पर्सपेक्टिव के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए कि क्या सोच के ये सब था.
Because see, what is very important for a movie is to tell a story. There is an arc that every story has to have. We look forward to movies for us to learn, apart from being entertained, right? So how a person is before and how a person is after is what most movies are about. Like the Bhuvan, who was before the challenge from that guy, and what is he after? The growth of a character is what most beautiful movies are about. And all of us, I believe that most of us who are good intentioned, unless we get awareness about something, I might be unintentionally hurting you, right? I don't mean to hurt you. Most of us are like that. Some of us are assholes, so let's leave them aside. But most of us don't want to hurt.
Exactly.
Like I have heard this word Madrasi so many times.
Right.
It doesn't mean, that doesn't mean they want to hurt me.
Right.
They don't know
It's
that.
just a casual slang.
Yeah. So if for example, I mean, I don't take offense, but if somebody does take offense, then they will, acha, we should not use this word. In South, they call North Indian people as Seth.
Right.
Everybody is a Seth. So,
Right.
I mean, we don't know certain things, right?
Right.
I feel that through cinema, if we can learn a few things, apart from being entertained, then that's even more beautiful.
Right.
And that's why the judge immediately says that you're not supposed to use that word, you're supposed to use intellectual disability or intellectually challenged, and she puts a fine. And then the mother tells him that, you should call Pagal only, but then a Tingu like you should be called Tingu only. And he says, kya matlab? Then you realize, oh, यार मुझे बहुत हर्ट हुआ यार, तो ऐसा ही उनको भी हर्ट होगा ना बेटा. So I think that's a beautiful scene in the.
एंड जब बच्चे ये सब देखते हैं तो सीखते हैं इससे.
Correct.
तो हमारी जो आगे की जनरेशन है वो ये सारी चीज़ों में और सेंसिटिव होगी, विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई फील
very
दैट
important.
हमारे वक्त तो हम कुछ भी किसी को बोल देते थे, बट अभी नाउ व्हेन यू सी सोशल मीडिया आल्सो
Correct.
पीपल आर पॉइंटिंग ऑन एवरीथिंग आल्सो. दैट्स देयर पर्सनल.
I feel also sometimes the opposite is also true, that nowadays we are getting caught in words, and we have a lot of fight over this is the right word. See, it's not about the words, it's about the intent.
Right.
If my intent is to not hurt you, I will find out what is your language, which that's a very human thing, right? By conversation, we should meet people of various ideologies, we should meet people of various cultures, various abilities, and then once we start traveling, for example, then oh, this word I used may be hurtful to someone, then I will not use that. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Was there any emotional moment while you were directing, like, when you were directing these children out there, Aamir sir, Janelia, was there any emotional moment? And if it was, like, how was that and how did you deal with it? And if you could just reveal a bit.
Lot of emotional moments were there. I can tell you one thing, that whenever Aamir sir watches, so say suppose I do an assembly of the film and suppose I show it to Aamir sir, right? He's so I'm very anxious that, okay, I've liked this, I hope sir also likes it, and
Right.
And then he will just say something like, he'll just look at it and say, not bad, it's in the right direction. I get emotional. Because that's like, if he says not bad, it's in the right direction, that's like, an Oscar award for me. See, remember, I'm a guy who has not come from the film industry. I've looked up to Aamir sir all my life. So my first thought is he finds everything wrong, you know. So when he says not bad, it's in the right direction. For me, it's like I get a national award or Oscar. So I told him the other day, sir, आपका not bad जो होता है ना, वो मेरे लिए Oscar होता है sir. So as usual, he doesn't say anything.
अच्छा, और कौन से एक्टर्स के साथ आप काम करना चाहते हैं? लाइक कितने लोगों का एक विजन बोर्ड रहता है, लाइक एज अ डायरेक्टर आई वांट टू वर्क विद दिस एक्टर, तो ऐसे और कौन से एक्टर्स हैं जिनके साथ आप काम करना चाहेंगे पर्सनली?
There are a lot of people, but more than the names of the actors, like I would like to say the quality of the actors, right? Like in this film, for example, I worked with an absolute legend, and newcomers in the same.
Right. Even Genelia was there.
Genelia is also there. For example, talking of Genelia, she is such a pleasure to work with. Like she is a person who's also as a human being, right? She's an amazing wife, amazing mother, amazing entrepreneur, great actor, and she's a huge star by her own right. And yet on set, she's like a buddy. Like she's like constantly wanting to try things. And one thing about Genelia is that her energy shifts. So when she's talking, she'll be like, you know, like this and talking, yeah, this thing is happening with Imagine, that thing is happening. Today I dropped off my kids. And then when you go on, suddenly she's like this 1000 watt. I'm like, how do you do that? You know? So I would like to say Dolly G, for example, and all of them. Something happens with the camera, they come alive. So I think more than the specific names, I would like to say I would love to work with actors like Aamir sir and like my Sitaare, where they are so eager to try something new and keep on working hard until they get magic on screen, right? So that's the type of actor I would love to work with. And Aamir sir is very addictive, you know, so I would love to present something for him again, and let's see if in the next 20 years something happens, because he takes a long time to select the director. So working with him is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I hope it's not just once. I hope I get another chance.
Talking about the script, की script कौन किसके पास लेकर आया था? This is like my last question.
Sure. So I had taken the script to Aamir sir.
Okay.
And Divyanidhi Sharma is my writer.
Okay.
So when we were discussing who's the correct person to play this, so for me only Aamir sir's name came to my mind.
Okay. You already had that in your mind that if you're gonna do this, this is gonna be it.
Yes. Because first thing I felt was ये film तो करना ही है मुझे. I want to do this film come what may. Then I was thinking that who's the person who can do justice to it as an actor, as a star, as a producer. And in all three departments, only one name came to mind, which is Aamir sir. Because I'm a huge fan of his cinema. And I feel that as a fan, there are so many things in this movie, much more than the trailer also, which I feel will excite the Aamir fan in all of us. And it had all the parameters or all the things which a fan can look for in sir's movies. So I was really hopeful that he would say yes to it. And when he did, it was a magical moment. So that was also a very emotional moment.
And who suggested the title Sitaare Zameen Par? Like that happened after Aamir sir got on board because he has already been a part of Taare Zameen Par. How was that?
That came very organically, Astha. So actually we were during the pre-production sometime, I would constantly, so I have this very irritating habit of constantly asking Aamir sir about in the break, like, sir, tell me about how you did that movie. What was your feeling at that time? Because I feel like I'm a student and he's like a university, I want to take notes. So unluckily he indulges and he likes, possibly he likes or not, but he has to answer to me. So I keep bothering him. So I used to talk about Taare Zameen Par a lot because that's a masterpiece and,
it has changed lives.
It has changed lives. And I have seen it in Chennai. I was in the crowd when Aamir sir won the Best Debut Director Award for that movie. In Chennai, he came to Chennai. He's one of the few awards.
So you all have a history.
I mean, not a history, but I was there.
You were there.
Yeah. I was like in Lal Singh Chadda. I was the guy who was going through history as history was happening in the back, right? So Aamir sir was there, and I was just this kid who was like trying to see, Aamir sir aa gaya, and then we were kicked out. So I told him that. So I think we were talking a lot about Taare Zameen Par. Once I think very organically in the meeting. So we have a lot of free flow of ideas. That time Aamir sir said, you know what, this seems like almost like a spiritual successor to Taare Zameen Par, doesn't it?
Right.
And everyone was excited. And then he said, then should we kind of extend that? And I said, sir, that's your call because it's your baby. And Taare Zameen Par is a masterpiece. So if you ask me, I mean, I have no answer. So it was Sir who, from his generosity and from his own insight, he felt that it should be, because the thought and the heart is the same, but the world is different, the energy is different.
After this interview, I am only looking forward to watch the film. I hope I could watch it today, but it's gonna like take some time.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited as well. Thank you so much. It was simply awesome having a conversation. Loved it, and I hope I keep interviewing you again for
Thank
your
you.
other films.
You'll see it very soon, June 20th.
Oh yeah,
Only in theatres.
only in theaters. Definitely, you guys should also go and watch it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. Hi, this is RS Prasanna, and you're watching me on Awesome TV.